Alright guys, so I'm making one more video relating to chapter 3 that I did a small mess up, a small mistake that whenever we have, this is the mistake. So we don't even have to erase anything. We just need to add an extra step that I forgot to mention. Whenever we need to write something in the standard form, it can never be with fractions or decimals. We have to convert it into whole numbers. So this was our final answer. This is wrong because of the fact that the format is wrong. So all we're gonna do, we're gonna move this over here. It's no big deal. We're gonna do negative 2 over 3x. Wait, let me fix that. Okay. Negative 2 over 3x plus y equals 10 over 3. All we're gonna do is multiply all of these numbers by the least common multiple, or the least common denominator, so that we can delete the denominator, so we can take this denominator out. So we're gonna multiply by 3. We're gonna multiply all of this by 3. So what that's gonna end up doing is doing this. Wait, let me do this. So we're gonna distribute all of this by 3. So now 3 over 1, same thing, right? So what's gonna happen if we do 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. What's negative 6 divided by 3? Negative 2. So really all we're doing is canceling. We're cross multiplying this and this. And now, so we're gonna multiply 3 here. We're gonna multiply 3 here. And we're also gonna multiply 3 here. And what do you think is gonna happen to this 10 over here? This, what is 3? What is 3 times 10? 30 divided by 3 is 10. So all we're really doing is taking this out and taking this out. So the reason that we do this is so that we can get rid of our denominator, so then we can have whole numbers. So now this is gonna turn to negative 2x plus 3y equals 10. This is the actual way to express this answer. So we're gonna do 2 more examples, just because, I should have gone over this in class. I messed up. So everything else is right. So all you have to do for all the answers on the OneNote that have in standard form fractions, just multiply it. Just multiply the whole thing by the least common denominator. So 3 and 3. Okay. So is there any more like that? Okay, this one's fine because it's in slope-intercept form. That's fine. So I'm gonna write 2 examples here. One of them, I'm gonna write the examples. So we had one in the OneNote that it looked like this. It looked like find an equation of the line containing the point 4, 4 and parallel to line 2x plus 3y equals negative 6. So we want to write this answer. We want to write what is the line that crosses 3, 4 and is parallel to this line. Like we said, all we have to do is find the slope of this line, and then the slope of this line will be the same slope that's going to go to this line because they're parallel. So let's do that. So I'm going to subtract 2x, 3y equals negative 2x plus 6, divide by 3, y equals negative 2 over 3x plus 2. So now I know this is my slope of this line, and if I know that this line that's over here is parallel to here, that means I know that this is going to be the same slope that goes in this line. So the slope for this line as well is going to be negative 2 over 3. Now I have my slope, I have my point, so I'm going to put this into point slope form. Y minus 4 equals negative 2 over 3 x minus 4. And now I'm going to turn this into slope-intercept form. So it's going to be y equals negative 4. So I'm going to turn this into y equals negative 4 equals negative 2 over 3x. What is negative 2 over 3 times negative 4 over 1? That is 8 over 3 plus 8 over 3. We're going to add 4, add 4. So here we're going to have 8 over 3 plus 4 over 1. We have to multiply this by 3, multiply that by 3. So we're really going to have 8 over 3 plus 12 over 3, which is 20 over 3. So our final equation is actually going to be y equals negative 2 over 3x plus 20 over 3. But they asked me to write it in standard form. They're asking me to write it in standard form. So I'm going to add 2 over 3x plus 2 over 3x to the left. So now it's actually written into 2 over 3x plus y equals 20 divided by 3. Now, what am I going to multiply both sides by? What am I going to multiply the whole thing by? 3. Whoops. 3. So now this is going to cancel out with this. This is going to get multiplied to the y. And now this 3 is going to cancel out with this 3. So my final answer should actually be 2x plus 3y equals 20. Okay, that's my actual final answer. Now, I just want to go over one thing. I could go from here. So this was all one method of doing it. All of this, working with the fractions. Now, what I did here in this step was work with the fractions, and at the end, I multiplied by the 3, by the least common denominator, so that I can negate the fraction, I can have my whole numbers. Now, there's another way to do it, and I'm going to do it this way. This one I think is a little more advanced, but maybe it's easier for you. So I had a student today tell me that the way I teach is confusing, and I was like, excuse me? So this is for that person. They know who they are. So now you have two ways. So y minus 4 equals negative 2 over 3 x minus 4. Okay, so I have the same thing that I have here, but instead of doing all of this, I'm going to do something different over here. So let's do that different thing over here. Now, do we see how I already have a denominator on 3? So I can choose to multiply all of this by 3 from the beginning, like from the get-go, and apply my 3 everywhere except here, right? So I'm going to apply my 3 here, and that's going to affect this, this, and this, not this one, because this is its own separate term. So I'm going to choose to do that. So let's do that. I'm going to multiply everything by 3. So that's really going to give me what? 3y minus 4 equals 3 over 1 times negative 2 over 3 x minus 4. Now, this is going to distribute here, here. I don't know why it keeps doing that. And here. So now it's going to be 3y minus 12 equals this 3 and this 3 will cancel, right? And it'll give us the negative 2 x minus 4. Now this side stays like that, equals negative 2x plus 8. And now I'm going to move this side over here so that I have my standard form. I'm going to move this x to the other side. And now my answer is going to be, this is going to cancel, this is going to cancel. So my answer is going to be 2x plus 3y equals 20. And look at that. We got the exact, we got the exact same thing. So once again, guys, you can either choose to do this method or you can choose to do this method. I know that I went over my honors with this method, but I don't know why I didn't do it with my regular. Maybe I just thought it would be too hard or something. I don't know. I forgot. But it doesn't matter. The whole point is that you guys can either use this method or this method. With this one, I chose to work with the fractions all the way till I got to the end, and then I multiplied by the least common denominator, which is 3. Here, I chose to apply the least common denominator first, so I multiplied everything by 3. I multiplied these things by 3, and then now I didn't even have to do that little simplification at the end. I just got my straight up answer. So main thing to know, I'm gonna end this video now because it's not that deep. All you need to know is that the standard form needs to be in whole numbers, or integers, I apologize, integers. No fractions, no decimals.